If you are black, especially from the continent of Africa, listen up, this is for you. Some Africans have this thing where every time you talk about Pan-Africanism, they try to call you out as if being a Pan-African is a crime against humanity, as if it's something you shouldn't have to be associated with because everything about Africa is bad. So if you try to talk about the exploitation of Africa, you try to talk about the Western influence on Africa, you try to talk about all the unfortunate things that are being done on Africa, they try to make it look as if you are the enemy and you are the bad person. Or when you say, oh, these are the good things about Africa, they say no, Africa is bad. Africa, everything about Africa is bad. Poverty is in Africa. We know. Mean, selfish, heartless, all of those bad attributes are in Africa. So when you call yourself a Pan-Africanism or you subscribe to the idea of Pan-Africanism, you find your fellow Africans pulling you back. But have you really wondered what Pan-Africanism is? Let me help you. The whole idea of Pan-African movement is centered around a continent that is unified and dignified, a continent that is advanced socially, politically, and economically, a continent that is able to cater to the needs of all of its people, using its resources and ensure that every African have a standard of living that is recognizable and that people in Africa doesn't have to go through all of the pains and suffering they are going through. Because mind you, Africa is home to at least 30% of the world natural resources. She is rich, she has money, and she has wealth. But unfortunately, none of these are being utilized. So the whole idea of Pan-Africanism is saying, let's get together, let's be unified, let's be able to represent ourselves if the rest of the world is not going to recognize us. It isn't just about saying, oh, because colonialism or some white people enslave us and all of those things, they hate the white and they hate every other person. That is far from Pan-Africanism. So if you're an African, you should be a Pan-African and you should be a proud Pan-African. I'm not trying to call other Africans out for saying they are Pan-Africans, because if you're doing that, it means you hate yourself. It's deeply rooted in self-hate. If you find yourself, everything you talk about Africa is bad, the only thing you can recognize about Africa, it means your experience is so narrow and you are so ignorant about your own continent, and the only thing you are able to do is to rely on the self-hate that is being perpetuated out there. And so because they say Africa is bad, blacks are inferior, so you want to be the superior but try to dehumanize other black. You want to be white even more than the white themselves. Let me just leave you with this. Before you try to point out other Pan-Africans, I want you to sit down and take a careful look at yourself. Ask yourself who you are, where are you from, and what have you done to contribute to the growth and development of Africa and the youth of Africa. Because as I speak, Africa is one of the youngest continents, and the average citizen of Africa is about 19 years old. So Africa has so many young people that have so many potentials that needs to be explored. So many young people that needs to be well equipped and trained and educated with the proper mindset, and not that one you carrying around because somehow your experiences hasn't been good, so you think everything about Africa is bad. You are your experiences, and it's when it's so narrow, it means you are just so limited. Try to educate yourself. Know about your continent, because if you don't know about your continent, you are doomed to make the same mistake our leaders make. You are doomed to fail the young people like the same way your leaders in your past ancestors failed you. Please stop perpetuating self-hate. Enough of this. Enough of this whole dehumanizing Africa and Africans. If you cannot contribute to the development of Africa, if you cannot subscribe to Pan-African's idea, that is your business. But don't try to make it look as if we are doing something wrong for being Pan-Africans.